Patavyascha Kripasindubhyaya Vacha Patitanam Avinibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Pramoditananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukham karoti vachalam pangum lagayate green yatri patama bande Shri Guru Dina Taranam Paramanam Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Akanda Mandalakram Yatina Characharam Tapadam Dashitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to say something about Lord Jagannath, today being the Rath Yatra festival in Dar es Salaam. Lord Jagannath has many pastimes with his various devotees, and there is no limit to the pastimes of the Lord. It is said that to understand Krishna consciousness, one must hear the pastimes of the Lord. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Prema Tattva, Sara. Bhava Tattva, Lila Tattva, Bhava Tattva, Rasa Tattva, Ara. That these aspects of the Lord are linked together. To understand Krishna Tattva, you must understand Bhakti Tattva. To understand Bhakti Tattva, you must understand Prema Tattva. To understand Prema Tattva, you have to understand Lila Tattva. To understand Lila Tattva, you have to understand Rasa Tattva. So they are all interconnected. So hearing Lord Jagannath's pastimes give us the opportunity to enter into all these interconnections. So Srila Prabhupada has kindly made it possible for us to hear about Lord Jagannath, for us to participate in the activities of Lord Jagannath. Before Srila Prabhupada went west, the knowledge about Jagannath was not known. Jagannath was just known in Orissa, and whoever wanted to celebrate Jagannath Rath Yatra had to go to Orissa. But somehow or the other, Srila Prabhupada has taken Lord Jagannath out of Orissa and out of India and has spread the glories about Jagannath all over the world. And as a result of that, today we're all gathered here to celebrate the glorious activities of Lord Jagannath. Jagannath has many wonderful, intimate activities, pastimes with his devotees. There is one pastime that the king of Puri, Hare Krishna. The king of Puri had to visit the temple of Jagannath. And generally, when the king visits the temple, he would ask for the gallant prasad. So there was this Pujari, Talicha Mahapatra. He was on duty at the time the king was coming to visit Lord Jagannath, to have darshan of Lord Jagannath. And so this Pujari was informed just a few minutes before the Gajapati, the king of Puri, would arrive. And there was no gallant on Lord Jagannath. And he knew that the king was going to ask for a gallant prasad. So what to do? So this devotee, this Pujari, he was wearing one gallant on his neck. So he decided to remove the gallant from his neck. Yes, I have one right now. Put some drops of water on it and put it on your Jagannath, which is an offense actually. You cannot offer your prasad to the Lord. You can only take prasad from the Lord. But in this circumstance, the Pujari had no option. Due to fear. He was afraid that if the king would come and ask for the prasad or the gallant, and there was no gallant, he would be punished. So he took his own gallant and put it on the Lord. And the king came. And lo and behold, after the king had a darshan, he Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. Jai. Some cloth. Good Lord. That's right. We cannot give our own pressure to Lord Jagannath, but this situation we have to. You have not. So the king arrived and had darshan of Lord Jagannath. And immediately after that, he demanded for the gallant prasad. So this Pujari, he took out that gallant he had given to Lord Jagannath and gave it to the king. And the king was very satisfied. He was very happy that he's got Mahaprasad of Lord Jagannath. But when the king got home and removed the gallant, he was examining the gallant and he saw a piece of hair on the gallant. So immediately he became very angry. He said, this gallant is not from Lord Jagannath. Somebody else had worn the gallant because Lord Jagannath has no hair. So where does the hair come from? It must be this Talicha Mahapatra who wore the gallant and just gave it to Lord Jagannath and gave it to me. This is a Maha offense, Maha Aparat. This guy must be punished for offering his gallant to Lord Jagannath. So immediately summoned Talicha Mahapatra to his palace and questioned him that the gallant you gave me, I've seen a strand of hair on it. Where does the hair come from? Lord Jagannath has no hair. So where does the hair come from? Tomorrow, You must prove to me that Lord Jagannath has hair. Otherwise, you'll be killed. You will end your life. So, this devotee was so afraid. So he went before Lord Jagannath and prayed to Lord Jagannath that, my dear Lord, actually it's my mistake. I'm such a fallen soul. I'm such a useless person. You've given me the opportunity to serve you, but I'm simply committing offenses one after another. Just see, I'm not supposed to give you my garland, but I've given it to you. And so this is a result. Some hair has been found in the garland, and because of that, I'll be punished. So my dear Lord, please, you are Bhava Grahi, you are Bhakta Vatsala, you have so much affection for your devotees. Please protect me. If you don't protect me, this king is very strict. He would definitely punish me very heavily. Otherwise, the only thing is, I will drink poison and die before next morning so that I do not have to go through this punishment of the wicked king. So at the end of the day, when he finished, closed the altar of the deities, he went to his home. He prepared a glass of poison, and he was ready to drink that poison the next morning so that he would just go off. But as he slept, Lord Jagannath came before him and said, my dear Mahapatra, why do you want to drink poison? I am here to protect you. I am your Lord. You have been serving me all these years. How can I allow the king to punish you? I will protect you. Tomorrow morning, you come to the temple and go to my back. You will see I have got long hairs. And the king can see it to prove that that hair he saw on the garland is not from you, but it's from me. So don't drink any poison. You don't need to. What would you gain by drinking poison? So even before the day broke, he woke up. He took a bath. He dressed up. He rushed to the temple. And when he opened the altar and went to the bath, now Jagannath had grown long hairs, almost touching his seat, the Simhasana. He was so excited to see Lord Jagannath with hair. Normally Lord Jagannath doesn't have hair. But just to protect his devotee, overnight, Lord Jagannath grew hair. So he was so happy. He offered obeisances to Lord Jagannath. He offered prayers to Lord Jagannath. And he knew that the king could not punish him. So sooner the king arrived because he was so offended that the Punjari had given him his garland. So he came and started shouting at the Punjari, you told me yesterday that Lord Jagannath has hair. Show me the hair. And the Punjari said, exercise patience, my dear king. Just go at the back of Lord Jagannath. You will see Lord Jagannath's hair. He said, are you serious? He said, yes. So he went to the back of Lord Jagannath, and lo and behold, Lord Jagannath had grown long, curly hair at his back, almost touching the Simhasana. So he was satisfied. He was surprised actually to see Lord Jagannath with hair. So he said, okay, you are right. Lord Jagannath has hair. And that is why there was a strain of hair on the garland. But as he was talking with the Pujari, he looked back. Hair was gone. In a moment, the hair was gone. So, but what would he do? Lord Jagannath had already presented the hair to him. He had seen the hair on Lord Jagannath's head. So it means that it is possible that from Lord Jagannath's head, the hair had come. So actually, he was happy and he rewarded the Pujari with many wonderful gifts. And he thanked Lord Jagannath for revealing that pastime of growing hair. So it is said that Lord Jagannath is very, very merciful. He's so merciful. In fact, of all the different manifestations of the Lord, Jagannath is most merciful. He doesn't require a dress. He can be worshipped without much. In fact, initially Jagannath was worshipped by the Sambaras as Nila Madhava, and he was accepting very, very simple worship. So this manifestation of the Lord is the most merciful form, and therefore, as we've heard a number of times, instead of us going to the temple to have darshan of Lord Jagannath comes out of the temple to give his darshan, to give his mercy to many, many devotees, to many living entities who may not even come to the temple. So this evening, we're going to be taking Lord Jagannath out of the street of Dar es Salaam, and even those who will never venture to come to the temple, they will get the opportunity to see Lord Jagannath. Maybe I'll tell one more story, and I'll hand over the microphone to Uma Patipra, who is very expert in Jagannath leader. So there is another story that Jai Radhesham Ki Jai, that in Jagannath Puri, the devatas, the demigods, they also come for darshan. So when the altar is closed to the public, especially the night, that is the time the devatas, the different demigods, they also come to have darshan behind the closed doors. And it's a daily affair. Even till today, the demigods, they come to have darshan of Lord Jagannath. So one day, all the demigods came to have darshan, except one person, and that was Yamaraj. Because Yamaraj has so many duties. Yamaraj is the greatest mathematician in the universe. Why? Because Yamaraj has to deal with the pious and impious activities of every living entity. He has to do a lot of mathematics, a lot of calculation to see how much pious activities we have performed and how much impious activities we have also performed, and balancing that equation, our next life, our next destination, our next birth is determined. So you can imagine how many living entities are in Dar es Salaam. Just the human beings alone, we can count. When we speak of other species, we can count. And expand that throughout the country, expand that through Africa, expand that throughout the world, and expand that through other planets. All the planets, all living entities, and all different planets in the universe, they are all under the authority of Yamaraj. And Yamaraj, he has to do a lot of calculation to be able to give a next destination, a next life. So because he was busy with that, he came late. All the other demigods had come to have darshan except Yamaraj. So Yamaraj arrived late. And at that time, there was a sparrow, a small bird, that also came into the temple room and was making a hell of noise. So Yamaraj looked at the bird and understood that this bird is supposed to die in a few moments from now. He's supposed to be killed by a snake bite in the Mansarovar near the Himalayas. He's supposed to be bitten by a snake, a poisonous snake, in the hole of a tree, and he will leave his body in a few minutes from now. But what is this bird doing here, making noise in the temple of Jagannath? So he looked at the bird, and by looking at the bird, Garuda understood that Yamaraj is not happy with this bird. And if Yamaraj is not happy with a living entity, it means your time is near. It means very soon you leave your body. So Garuda understood that. And Garuda, being the king of all the birds, he decided to offer protection to this little sparrow that Yamaraj had glanced at very sternly. So while Yamaraj went in to have darshan of Lord Jagannath, with the speed of the mind, Garuda picked up the sparrow and went at a top speed to Mansarovar, into a big banyan tree that has a hole. He went and placed the sparrow there. His desire was to protect this sparrow. And so, while Yamaraj was offering prayers to Lord Jagannath, the Garuda had picked up the sparrow, he had dashed to the Himalayas, he had put the bird in the hole of his big tree, and had come back to stay in his place. So when Yamaraj came out, it was now time to deal with the sparrow that was making noise. But when he looked up, the sparrow was nowhere to be found. So Yamaraj went back to Lord Jagannath and said, "My Lord, you are the writer of the laws of the universe. You give instructions what we should follow. So you have written that it is time for this sparrow to leave his body to die now. But the sparrow is nowhere to be found. This sparrow is supposed to have been bitten by a snake near the Mansarovar in the Himalayas. But this bird is hiding here making noise. This bird is going to break the rule. He is going to disobey your orders. And you have put me in charge that no living entity can break your rule, can disobey your orders. So how is this going to work out?" Then Lord Jagannath began to smile. Lord Jagannath said, "Don't worry, my dear Yamaraj. Whatever you are desiring will be fulfilled. Already, my servant, Garuda, he had already carried that bird, and he has gone there at the speed of the mind, and he has delivered the bird in the hole of a tree, where there is a poisonous snake waiting to bite the bird. That is where Garuda has gone to place the bird. So my laws cannot be disobeyed. The bird has only come here to have darshan, and Garuda has facilitated his death." So when Garuda heard this, he felt very sad, that he thought he was protecting the bird from Yamaraj's jurisdiction, but actually he was simply assisting Yamaraj in taking the bird to the hole of a tree where there was a poisonous snake waiting to bite this bird. So in this way, Lord Jagannath, he prevails over every activity. He sees everything that happens. The Lord of the universe, Jagannath, nothing goes without his knowledge. Everything is under his control. So therefore, we should always pray to Lord Jagannath that, my dear Lord, you are aware of all the things happening in this universe. You are the controller of all the things happening in this world. So please give me your protection. And if Jagannath gives his protection, if Jagannath smiles at you, If Jagannath bestows his mercy upon you, no one else can harm you. So as we celebrate today's Rath Yatra festival, we should be praying to Lord Jagannath to give us his mercy, to protect us, and give us opportunity to serve him. Jagannath Swami ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Bhagavani Prasad Nirvishesha Sundari Prasad Devaswami Vande Ananta Adbhuta Aishwaryam Sri Nityananda Ishwaram Yatechya Tata Prakasam Bhakti Nirupita Vande Ananta Adbhuta Aishwaryam Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nishopiyati Prasadat Syat Bhakti Shastra Pravartak Namo Mahabadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratishe Pancha Tattvakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Sarvapakam Bhakta Avtaram Bhakta Khyam Namami Bhakti Saklikam Vanch Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Thank you very much, Srivas Babu. You narrated wonderful pastimes after Jagannath. So I'm not very good to speak on pastimes. I will read something from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 13, text number 119. The Lord's dancing at the Rath Yatra. Please repeat after me. Yahi mate gaur shyame done thela theli Swarathe shyame rakhe gaur mahabali. So translation. Please repeat after me. Thus there was a sort of competition between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Jagannath in seeing who would lead. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so strong that he made Lord Jagannath wait in his car. Sorry, I got cold. Everybody is getting cold here. Purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In his Anubhasya Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur describes the ecstasy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as follows. After giving up the company of gopis in Vrindavan, Sri Krishna, the son of Maharaj Anand, engaged in his pastime at Dwarika. When Krishna went to Kurukshetra with his brother and sister and other from Dwaraka, he again made the inhabitants of Vrindavan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radha Bhavadvatiya Swapalitam. That is Krishna himself assuming the part of Srimati Radharani in order to understand Krishna. The Lord Jagannath Dev is Krishna and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Srimati Radharani. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is leading Lord Jagannath towards Gundicha temple corresponded to Srimati Radharani's leading Krishna towards Vrindavan. Hare Krishna. So So again, I'm thanking Srivas Prabhu. He described, narrated wonderful pastimes. So just we celebrated Rath Yatra in Mombasa. Before Mombasa, we celebrated Kisumu. Now we are celebrating here in Dar es Salaam. There is two meaning of Rath Yatra. One is external meaning called Lord Jagannath is Patita Pavan, and except Hindus, nobody can enter in the temple of Lord Jagannath. Therefore, Jagannath comes, gives darshan to everyone, and anyone takes their darshans and pulls chariot, they also attain liberation. And anyone dancing and chanting, so he gets more spiritual advancement. That is called external meaning of celebrating chariot festival of Lord Jagannath. Another meaning of celebrating, just like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu celebrated. Srila Prabhupada describes in the purport, Krishna, when he was at his, he performed his pastimes in Vrindavan 11 years. He killed Putana, Saktasur, Bakasur, so many demons from childhood up to 11 years. Then he left Vrindavan. Bhagavatam said, Krishna does not leave. The scripture says Vrindavan. Padam ekam nagachati. So, and Akur went, he brought Krishna. And Krishna, he killed Kans. I killed Kubla Pid, so many things he did. And then his killing he started. All the time killing. That is Krishna's first business is killing. Vinasaya Duskritam. And then he created Dwarika and he married 16,108 princes in order to manifest his godly quality. And he was performing his pastime, still his mind was in Vrindavan. All the time remembering gopis, Lalita Visakha Radha, while sleeping. All the time remembering their name, and not only remembering, in sleep also calling. And then after some time there was sun eclipse in Kurukshetra. This purport describes in the purport. Krishna came with all the queens. Balaram came, Uddhav came, everyone came. Even Devaki, Vasudev. And then Pandavas came, 5 brothers. And with 5 brothers, Draupadi came. Everybody was discussing only about Krishna. There was no other subject. And when Draupadi saw Krishna came with all his queens, she reached those who were principal queens. He started discussing how he got married with Krishna. And the great ecstasy, they started describing. And Krishna accepted me as my maid servant. They never told God the queen of Krishna, only maid servant of Krishna. How he kidnapped, how he killed my Rukmini described how he killed so many soldiers. He kidnapped me from the assembly of all the soldiers. That is heroic activity of Krishna. When Krishna came to see, but when he heard that Nanda Baba has come, Yasoda Maya has come, Brajavasis, his cowherd boys, girls, Srimati Radharani has come. That time he was discussing, it is very important. Krishna's mission all the time important because he had to protect a religion. So he was discussing with saintly persons. Krishna all the time with saintly persons, with his devotees. So he was discussing with saintly person. When he heard, he left him without information. He and Balaram both, he came and he met his mother Yasoda, father Nanda Baba. And he was that time very old Krishna, more or less more than 100 years. But he started sucking the breast of Mother Yasoda. Just he loved. That is love. Then Yasoda, after some time, she could understand. Now gopis are there. He will not. Balaram is there, elder brother. He will not able to see. So they went, left the place. Then Krishna saw the gopis, Radharani's, Balaram, and because then etiquette. Those who are chaste, they don't break the etiquette. Those who are prostitute, they break the etiquette. They were such as chaste. They wanted to embrace Krishna, but they embraced Krishna in their heart. A benefit was the same. That is spiritual. Spiritual benefit does not mean practically you have to do. Even if you remember and meditate activities of Krishna, you will get same benefit. It is described by Sri Rupa Goswami in Nectar of the Ocean. Very nicely. So they embraced in the heart. And when Radharani saw Krishna, she started feeling, why you have this crown and don't have flute and peacock? No, we don't want to sing like this. This is very strange dress. We want to see as a cowherd boy. That is the original form of Krishna. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where Vallabhasi are inquired, Vallabh Bhatt, I have so many meanings of, I have written so many meanings of Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no, I know only one, two meaning. His Gopijan Vallabh, his Yasoda. I don't know so many meaning of. That is meaning. Krishna's original form is cowherd boy. His original cowherd boy is original form of God. So they started in ecstasy, pulling Krishna from Kurukshetra to Vrindavan. Krishna was sitting on the chariot. He started pulling. They started pulling. And Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport. So this Rath Yatra, internal meaning is Rath Yatra. Krishna now in Dwarika. Jagannath could be compared as a Dwarika. And Gundicha is equal to Vrindavan. Gupta Vrindavan. So when Jagannath, after his anniversary ceremony, he started looking towards Vrindavan. Actually, he want to go to Vrindavan. He want to meet his devotees, cowherd boys, cowherd girls, Radharani. He want to see his devotee. And in this mood, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was celebrating chariot festival. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was dancing in front of Lord Jagannath's chariot, actually there was 7 party. around chariots. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was manifesting himself, seven form himself. And each party he was dancing. He was dancing in the mood of Radharani. He accepted the Krishna himself, accepted the color of Radharani and the mood of Radharani. And he was present in seven parties. Nobody could see. Only King Pratap Rudra. King Pratap Rudra. And his very advanced devotee like Swarup Damodar, Sarvam Bhattacharya, they could notice. That's why they told, oh, you have a special mercy. Sometimes Krishna does not manifest his direct mercy to devotee. But sometimes he manifests same mercy indirectly. For sadhakas, for us, he manifests his mercy through devotee, through his spiritual master, so many ways. It is not easy to perform devotional service in this material world especially. It is very, very difficult. We know philosophy, we know how Prabhupada has given everything, still we don't perform. And festival becomes not a devotion. This Jagannath festival is a devotion, not a social thing, not external thing to show I am such a great, no, it is devotion actually, great devotion. That is chance devotee manifest his devotion. They glorify Lord Jagannath, they dance in front of Lord Jagannath, they chant the glories of Lord Jagannath. How is it possible? Devotee hours and 3 hours, 4 hours, they dancing and chanting without any proper music, without any proper arrangement on the road. They manifest their devotion. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the mood of devotee, he was manifesting. And it was complete, same thing. Jagannath is also Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna. But explaining here this verse, Mahabali, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very, very strong. He made to Jagannath to wait. He was waiting Jagannath. He was waiting Jagannath. When Chaitanya Mahi used to wait and see how Jagannath is dancing. I wish that time could have advancement technology like present time. People taking photo, mobiles, all the video, everything. Who could have seen? But we can see same pastimes if we have devotion. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will manifest. All the time this pastime is going on. It's going on. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing, and you can see mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when Pratap Rudra was seen. Actually, he was seen 7 forms. As soon as anyone realized Krishna, his whole consciousness changed. That time, king was in front, and king's back was Harichandan, Sri Harichandan, and when Srivas Thakur, he was Narad Rishi. And when he saw, he came completely in ecstasy. And he immediately went in front of king. That is a very great offense. Nobody can stand in front of the king. And he was seeing dancing of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, not Jagannath. He was not seeing Jagannath, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Harichandran from back pushing him one side. One time he pushed him, second time pushed him, third time when he pushed him, Uh, Srivas Thakur became very angry. Immediately he slapped him. Just a king's son. He slapped him. And then Harchandran became very angry. Very, very angry. And he wanted to show his anger because he's very powerful prince to Srivas Thakur. Prataprudra Parvati. No, you are most fortunate. You are most, this slap should be on my cheek. You are most fortunate. You can see somebody like a king who is very proud person, arrogance. Nobody can disobey his order. As soon as he got mercy, what symptom? He became very humble. That is symptom. That is simple. He became such a humble. As soon as people say how nobody can become humble, it's not possible unless he becomes free from the bodily concept of life. Even you are chanting, maybe 108 round, 128 round. As long as we are not free from bodily concept, it is not possible to become humble. That humbleness will be for some time, not will be all the time. But as soon as we realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna and our relation, and we serve according to our relation, all these qualities will be manifested. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made him wear Lord Jagannath. He started big eyes, wide and saying, wow, just see. So, our celebration is, we are pulling chariot. Lord Jagannath from the temple, we are inviting him in our heart. Devotee's heart must be Vrindavan. As long as our heart is not in Vrindavan, it is not possible to see Krishna in our heart. Because Krishna lives only in Vrindavan. Aradhya Bhagavan Prajasatan hai, tad dham Vrindavanam. Aradhya Bhagavan. Bhagavan means Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is worshipable only. Where he lives, tad dham Vrindavanam. He lives in Vrindavan. So devotee's heart must be Vrindavan. How to make our heart as a Vrindavan? We have to follow Ramya Kachit Upasana, Brajagadu. We have to follow the footprint of the gopis. Gopis, they live only Vrindavan. They don't live anywhere else. Actually, it is said, nobody can associate with Krishna except gopis. Therefore, Prabhupada describes in the purport, I forget the exact words, but I remember. So when we are performing devotional service, when we attain perfection, at that time when we leave our body, especially those who are aspire for Braj Bhakti, not Dwarika Bhakti, not Kurukshetra Bhakti. Those devotees aspiring for Braj Bhakti, when they attain perfection, in devotional service, they took birth from in the womb of gopis. They take birth from the womb of the gopis, wherever Krishna is performed. Krishna's all-time pastime is going on everywhere in the universe. They took birth there from the womb of the gopis. That time they became a gop. Because Krishna can associate only gop, gopi. He's Gopal. So we can only, somebody wants to associate. Otherwise, even Lakshmi could not associate. What about others? Lakshmi left place Vaikuntha Lok and came to participate in Krishna's pastime, especially last dance. But he could not. Because he was thinking, I am Lakshmi, I am great. These gopis, they are cowherd girls, they are making cow dung cake, very dirty. How I can take shelter? How I cannot take shelter. So she was not allowed. He still said performing austerity. The Gopi Bhartu Padakamalo Das Das Das. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's process. We have to become the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the gopis. Those who are aspire. Oh, this is our mood. Our Prabhupada came, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give Braj Bhakti. And Srila Prabhupada came to fulfill the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is also mission of Srila Prabhupada. So our mood of performing, celebrating Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra, taking Krishna in Vrindavan, we have to create our heart by Vrindavan, by chanting, by remembering Vrindavan, by remembering the Brajbasi. In this way, Brajbasi means everything for the service of Krishna. Everything, their mind, their body, their wealth, everything. In Vrindavan means Yamuna river serving Krishna, all the deer serving Krishna, peacock serving Krishna, birds, even all the trees are serving Krishna. Everyone serving Krishna. If we serve like this, even you are in Dar es Salaam, still you are in Vrindavan. Our heart will be in Vrindavan. There is no geographical mind. If we serve, mood is important. Mood. So if you follow the mood of Srila Prabhupada given by process of devotional service, Srila Prabhupada gave very simple. And also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just chanting Hare Krishna, Harinam and chanting. Srila Prabhupada did the same thing. I can see even Bhagavad Gita's verse, any purport you read, must be there. Srila Prabhupada describes pure devotional service. Somewhere, a one line, two line must be there. Must be there. So we should celebrate Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra in the mood of devotion. Today we are carrying Lord Jagannath from Dwarika to Vrindavan, and our heart must be Vrindavan. How? By chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Rath Yatra Maha Mahotsav ki jai. Gaur Paramanand. So if somebody has any question, you ask. Srivas Prabhu will answer. Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
Sometimes we have the purest intentions in mind. Just like Garuda did the partner.
Garuda came, so you directed this past times you have to answer.
Yeah. So but our purest intention end up to commit maybe an offense or harm to someone. Do they count? Does that count as an offense, or we're just facilitated?
Thank you. Intention is very important. Bhavagrahi Janandana. Krishna looks at your intention. Krishna considers your emotions. Krishna is very keen on the intention. Just as the first story I told, this devotee, Talicha Mahopatra, his intention was to please the king. He did not intend to give his garland, his prasad, to the deity. He did that to please the king. But somehow or the other, the king detected the hair on the garland, and he became angry. And because his intention was to please the king, Lord Jagannath protected him. So, if your intentions are right, if your intention is to please the Lord or to please the devotee, and some offense comes up, Krishna will protect you from that offense. So the mood should be to please Krishna, to please the devotees. And if somehow some mistake or some offense arises, Krishna understands. Krishna is Paramatma. Sarvasya chaham hirde sanivisto matasmriti gyaramabohanam cha. Krishna is seated in our hearts, and from him knowledge is coming. From him remembrance is coming. From him forgetfulness is coming. So he witnesses our thought processes. Whatever we are thinking, Krishna is witnessing them. And so if our desire, our intention is to please the Lord, is to please the devotees, but somehow or the other, some offense or some mistake comes up, Lord Jagannath will protect such a devotee. Krishna will protect such a devotee. Guaranteed. Hare Krishna. I think any other comments? Otherwise, it's time for prasad.
I think they too should take rest.
Yes.
Take
Get
prasad.
ready for that.
We actually serve this way. So okay, we can stop Govinda Prem now?
Yeah.
You want to announce something?
Jagannath said he wants to announce something.
That is, who said